Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 310. Back down in the air-conditioned basement to talk about another week of professional wrestling, AEW Dynamite deep dive, NXT less deep dive, maybe main roster discussion. Something might come up. Trivia, news, all that stuff. Timestamps to navigate to whatever you'd like to listen to. I was going to say talk about, but it's us that'll be talking.
We will be talking.
I only point out that it's nice and cool down here because after, 6 or 7 visits from service technicians, we have functioning air conditioning. And in theory, a furnace, but I don't need to check that, right? So that's nice to see. Can finally be comfortable.
A little chilly, but my feet be a little cold.
I know I have a hoodie on down here, my pickle hoodie. But anyways, I just came off of my only round of golf that I play every year. It's a staff organized golf at a really just par 3 golf course. I hit the ball really well. In fact, somebody in my group who golfs regularly apparently was a bit annoyed that I was hitting the ball. Believe me, I putted atrociously. So at the end of the day, did I play amazing? No, because I can't putt. But
I did really well in Wii golf last weekend.
Good for you.
Which I didn't know I could.
That system.
Who do you think is really the better golf player? It's like I always say.
But it's my genetics that have given you that ability.
It's like I always say, though. Max may be good at real volleyball, or not volleyball, tennis, but I beat his ass in Wii tennis every time. So who's the better tennis player?
Yes, and honestly, the Wii still holds up as a great system.
I'm going to take it someday.
It is a very good system. And all the Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort and all those are a good time.
And we had Skylanders on there, which was great.
Good time.
There's something else I like. The Mario Kart on there is not great.
There's some Monster Truck games you like.
The Monster Jam games were awesome too, actually. The Urban Assault was sick.
Good system, honestly. Really good system.
Yeah, I did see that they added Mii's the new Switch Sports Resort. So they're trying, which is nice, but I don't know. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take it if we had a Switch 2 or even the Switch that Nate let go.
He sold it, I think, to your aunt.
Did he even sell it?
He might not have. He shouldn't have. He should just let her use it, really.
No, I would
for all the things she does for you people. The ingrates.
Considering how much it's worth. And how much?
Well, nobody here used it except me.
How do we know they used it?
I don't know if they are, but we could ask them next time we see them.
Yeah, because I love that Mario Kart because my friends played that on her Switch.
Yeah.
In the dorms.
We
have Mario Kart. It's great.
Mario Kart is an awesome game to play with a group of people.
I don't love the Wii one anymore, but I think I like the new one better.
Yeah. Well, things have advanced.
Yes.
Quite a bit since then. Absolutely. I don't know. Anything else you want to discuss here? Trying to think. Not much going on. Still no charger for the new electric car. So owning an electric car is cool, but we have no ability to charge it. So
yeah, since we're going to P Road, my mom's already planning out where to charge it.
Yeah. So that's kind of irritating, but once we get the charger in, it'll be sweet. I think the car's nice, and
I thought it was funny. I think it was when you guys were in Montreal. One time I was coming back to the house. I was talking to Dave next door, and he was saying out they were getting electric, and they were hoping to rely on us, and I was like,
Don't rely. They probably have their charger. They just got their electric car yesterday, and I think their charger's here. I don't know if it's getting installed. Part of the problem is because long story short, we need to upgrade our electrical panel to make room for the car charger. So It's taking time for some reason. But anyways, your mom is fighting that battle between getting service people here to get everything functional, and then it's been a bit of a ordeal. But anyways, we'll all get there. First world problems. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'm ready to talk wrestling. You?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. First thing we do it every week, is talk about some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. My first news item, I've got a few from, I think TK's been doing some interviews somewhere.
Yes.
So one was, and I know we talked about this, so but he was asked who his current pillars would be, which I thought was interesting that he answered, because it's kind of like saying the ones you previously thought were the pillars, none of those are left. Because he gave 4 whole new ones.
I guess you're just picking a new slate, because obviously I'd say Darby and MJF are still pillars.
Not according to TK.
Well,
it's Fletcher, also, Kevin Knight, Tekla, and Monet.
I think the caveat was based on recent signings was part of it.
Yeah.
And I also think, I don't know if because the pillars idea seemed to be because back when they established the whole concept of the pillars, it was they're the new stars that are going to be integral to the company in the next few years.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, it makes more sense to pick new pillars, because MJF and Darby are important now. Like,
But the
you know
point
what
of pillars is they're supporting your
I guess,
thing. You
but like,
don't
I think
replace
the whole
pillars.
pillars thing is like
I know.
the future stars,
Yeah.
like future pillars, because that's what it was in like 2019 whenever they established that.
Mhm.
But now Darby and MJF, Perry's still there. He's not really a pillar, and Guevara, he's on ROH, so he might as well just be
I
released.
find it interesting that he picked half of the pillars as women, considering we talked last week about how they tend to underuse the women a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we were gonna pick pillars of
Those would be the
those
two.
would be the two.
Even though we're not big Monet people, she is.
Like, because again, if you're, to me, based on what the original pillars are, and even with Knight and Fletcher, I feel like Monet kind of sticks out here, is because like she feels like she's already a made star, so like to have her as like the pillar, like I said, because it's like you think they're gonna be important, right? And they're like future stars. So I don't know. I would have picked someone else. I don't know who else would fit in that. I guess because I'd probably do it. Do you say Takeshita?
Surprising they didn't say Tony Storm.
Yeah, but that's another one again where I feel like she's kind of already like
She's established.
If we're not considering MJF and Darby in like the next pillars, yeah, and also Storm was signed like ages ago.
Yeah.
If we're calling it new signings, but with new signings too, yeah, there's not a lot. I don't know. I do agree with Fletcher and Knight for sure. Definitely Fletcher, 100%. Knight, I do think I could see that.
And Tekla right now,
Tekla
for sure.
right now is really important. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It depends on what you're going for with the pillars, because you're saying importance in the company all time. It's like Moxley, the Elite as a whole, MJF,
Yeah,
Hangman.
probably, yeah.
If we're not counting Hangman, the Elite.
I do. In that case, I do. The Elite as to when they were elite. The Elite.
But then would you not count Hangman because Hangman was fighting the Elite most of the time? Or are you counting Hangman as like...
I just consider him one at some point.
So let's say if we're Hangman's in the Elite, it's Mox, Elite, MJF.
Punk, Cody.
Because, like, if it was 2019, I'd say Jericho, but all time, I'm not taking Jericho at all.
No.
Who's your fourth? If it's Moxley, Elite, what'd I say, MJF? Who's your fourth there? Like, all time right now.
If we're saying Hangman's, I'd like...
If we're saying Hangman's lumped in with the Elite, we'll do a cheat there. I was thinking maybe Swerve, yeah.
He's pretty big deal.
I was trying to think, like, who else even... I'd say you could make an argument for FTR. If you want another tag team in there, but I'd probably pick a singles over them.
Me too. I mean, Takeshita going forward.
Takeshita, I think, yeah, we'll get there. I'm like, I know there's someone, because that, I mean, you could make an argument for Darby still, I think. Just all told, I mean, like,
probably
all the clips he's given them, he's won a lot of belts, he's done a lot of big feuds,
climb Mount Everest,
etc. I don't know.
But I just thought it was interesting.
If he stuck around longer, I would have picked like maybe Danielson, because Danielson was pretty important.
He was.
Maybe in all the ways you don't see either. I miss him on commentary. He should do that.
No
again.
Booker T this week. Speaking of commentary.
So I don't have many good things this week. Anyways, the first one I had because I hated it was Cody. Do you see what Cody Rhodes said about Triple H?
I did not.
Okay.
Complimentary, no doubt. Like he never smashed a Triple H throne to make some sort of statement years ago.
Never happened.
Okay.
If you want a job in the wrestling space, nobody has a harder job than Triple H right now. There's never been a booker in the history of the business that has been beloved and revered the entire time. Nobody has a harder job, and no one can do that job better than he can do it. Braun Strowman says, ratings say otherwise, lol. And then I wrote discuss.
Was he able to see it clearly while licking Triple H boots at the time, or?
That unknown.
Oh, that's...
So...
But he's a company guy, right? So he is that dude. He'll say what he's supposed to say.
But it's just...
The guy in charge of all of my stuff is awesome.
Okay, so like the first part, yeah, I'm sure nobody has a harder job than him. I'm sure his job's super hard. That's fine. I will concede to that. You had me there.
But universally beloved or whatever.
There's never been a booker in the history of the business that has just been beloved and revered the entire time. Now, that sentence in a vacuum is probably true because there's never been a booker that's been beloved and revered the entire time. That is true. You take that sentence and out of context, that is probably true.
Yeah, but he's not one of them.
But the context that he's using it in is to say that Triple H is the one that is.
He is not.
Okay, maybe not, but like to me it sounds like that's what he's implying.
Coming out of NXT, he kind of was, and now it's kind of like the blooms off the rose with Triple H and his stuff.
Maybe this is more defendable if I'm saying like Triple H's job is hard because there's never been a booker that's been beloved and revered the entire time. Maybe that's what he's saying, and all of a sudden I agree with it slightly more. But to me, the first time I read it, I was like, there's never been a booker in the history of business that's been loved and revered the entire time, and because the quote ends with him saying no one can do that job better than he can do it, That's the part that makes me think that the entire thing's glazing Triple H.
It is.
And
He
I'm
knows
like,
what side his bread is buttered on, or whatever that saying is.
and they keep buttering his bread at the expense of other people.
Yeah, of course.
Because like, when are we gonna not do Cody? Can we just stop? Like, we're not going to, but can we? No.
Never
But
stop.
Could we?
No.
But like, I don't know. That just pissed me off. I'm like, because he's so bad. Like WWE, they lost me completely. So I don't know what to tell you.
They did. Did you see what TK said, Tony Khan, when asked if he would buy TNA?
Yeah.
Apparently the asking price is like $40 million, and he said not for that price.
I can't be worth that.
But he would be interested at the right price, even just for their library of matches, right? To be able to
Because he does have some
hype
TNA
Samoa
guys,
Joe
too.
and
Samoa Joe,
other people from there, right? So
Samoa Joe would be useful. Daniels isn't wrestling there anymore.
you could
Neither
go
is
back to
Jazz.
Roddy Strong. You could go back to O'Reilly.
Roddy?
Not.
You're thinking ROH.
I'm thinking ROH now. Sorry.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, how many TNA guys do they really have other than like Joe?
They could use all his stuff, I guess.
Like, okay. I need to look at the roster right now because now I want to see who they even have from TNA. Because WWE had a fair amount. So them like working with TNA kind of makes sense from that standpoint,
So
right?
while you're looking that up, another TNA related
Ace Austin.
story. Yeah. Is that
Doyle.
Do you hear there's potential new TNA championship on the way?
I had that.
Did you hear what it was?
Yup.
Is the timing not terrible for that? Because there was a time where we should say it's a mid-card women's like knockouts title, right?
Yeah.
There was a time
Bobby Lashley.
while I was reviewing this show
Beatdown Clan. Brian Cage.
where I would say that the knockouts division was the best women's division I was watching, and they
Right.
probably could have sustained a mid, but not now.
That was my
It's
thing.
not a
was
strength
like,
now.
I don't even think they can really hold the tag titles right now.
They
with their
can't.
division, let alone another one. But I really can't say I care enough to be like, no, don't do it.
And your main knockouts title is a really unappealing feud between Lia Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside.
It's
right
also
now.
like their division's in such a state where it got passed around NXT a bit. Like it got thrown on a couple NXT people. So it's like you can't even have enough people to keep it. You know, you had to outsource a couple champions.
Peak knockouts era. Yes, A, there was the talent there, depth of talent, and B, they were featuring them a lot. But I don't know now. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
I feel like to go back to the other one, like if they did buy TNA's tape library, it'd be interesting given the current working relationship with WWE.
Yes,
like
it
a lot
would.
of things you wouldn't be able to. I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. But like there's Josh Alexander. I forgot he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people did some stuff in TNA. Like Osprey was there for a few matches. Knight was there for a bit. Obviously, both Juice Robinson, David Finlay, when Finn Juice were there. Jay White had a couple of.
But in
appearances.
terms
Some
of
people-
like peak,
but like
it's just
actual
Joe.
TNA people, like it's Joe, and like I think you can make a case for some people like Alexander, Doyle, Brian Cage, and the Hurt
Austin.
Syndicate because they were there for a while. And Ace
Austin did a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, but like, is it really worth mentioning? I don't think so.
I don't either.
Matt Sydal,
Greatest
Kingdom.
debut.
OGK, Honor No More,
Amazing.
Honor No More.
Exactly. Enough said.
Everyone's favorite faction.
Exactly.
Speedball. Duh.
Yeah,
He was there a bunch.
He was.
Leo Rush had an X Division title run for a little bit, but the Rascals. Duh. Generation Me.
Right.
Generation Me.
That's right.
Come on. Come on.
Vintage Buck
Need I
stuff.
say more?
Mm-hmm.
Need I say more? I don't even think I need to say more. I think that's pretty much it. 'Cause I don't see. Oh, Lethal has a decent amount of history.
Oh, yeah,
Does
very
he
much
not?
so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Lethal, he's one of those guys who I feel like has a decent amount of history in both
Everywhere.
ROH and TNA.
Yes.
'Cause usually, I feel like most guys are like either or.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't. Okay, that thus ends my that.
Thus ends my that.
More TNA. You know, it was a good week when I'm talking about TNA more than once. Road Dogg expected to be Tommy Dreamer's replacement backstage on Creative. I don't know if we talked about this yet.
Talked
Expected
about
to be at
Dreamer being
Slammiversary.
gone, but not anything
Right.
else.
Apparently, there are a lot of negative stories coming out
There
about
have
Dreamer. Backstage morale expected to improve after his departure. I'm not sure. I don't remember any of the specifics. So
One guy said that
I know some girl talked about crotch grabbing spot.
yes, he went out of his way to when it made no sense and like on an indie show somewhere. One guy that's on a Collision guy or AEW guy was like he was told, I don't think I can market a confident black guy, I think was one of them.
Oh,
He
I
said-
think I did see that. I don't know who it was.
It was one of the dudes that is on Collision.
Good
that we
job.
don't
You
watch,
nailed
but
that.
anyways. Yeah,
One
so
of the
there's
dudes
been,
that's on Collision.
and it seems like once one person came out, it made more people comfortable
Yeah.
to come out. So a whole bunch of things.
And
So
then, given what he did on SmackDown, I doubt Road Dogg will improve Teenage Fortunes much at any time.
No.
If anytime soon or if at all.
It's just like professional sports coaching. There's only a few people in that fraternity, and they just keep recycling people, right? So it's like they won't try anyone new doing it. So there's only like a handful of people that have booked professional wrestling at any sort of level.
that
So
are
they
still
just
alive,
keep
right?
cycling around, right?
Yeah, right. WWE didn't want him, so now Road Dogg will do TNA back to NXT.
God forbid you get somebody with a fresh perspective on things and who hasn't done it before.
Then you run the risk of them trying something new.
That's right. Jack Perry reportedly has not signed a contract with AEW, and his future there is
I think we mentioned it last
uncertain.
week.
What other options does he have? That's why I included it. TNA?
I was going to say that. Or like he could go back to Japan.
WWE, like he's not a fit there. He's small. He's not like a sports entertainer at all. I don't really think so.
Like I like him where he is, and like I
he's
like
okay.
him enough where I want him to stick around. I think he's had some really good matches lately, though.
He has. I just don't. They have so many people capable of good matches. I don't think I'd miss him if he were gone.
That's why I want him. I want Jurassic Express back because they're a great team. And
I prefer him in a tag. Yeah,
but
I have two more. Anything else?
I have nothing.
Nikita Lyons, my favorite. Oh my goodness, wins her first WWE Championship at Evolve Succession 3. She beat Wendy Chu, who I keep forgetting exists.
She does exist, yeah.
So Evolve Women's Champion Nikita Lyons. No thanks, I say to that. Although maybe it keeps her out of NXT.
I think I watched one Evolve match, and I think it was when Jackson Drake was freshly Evolve champion, and he defended against Lince Dorado. I don't think I watched any other Evolve.
I've got my first taste of the champion there this week on NXT.
Rourke?
Yes. Aaron, something like that,
Rourke.
yeah. And then apparently visa issues are sort of plaguing AEW.
I saw, and apparently affected some Stardom talent Tony Khan wanted to bring in too.
And so they specifically mentioned Commander, Mordos, Hechicero, Gabe Kidd, Mark Davis as
would make sense issues. Why we haven't seen Mordos in a while.
And they said that Davis hasn't been on since like June 3rd, so he's been off for a couple weeks too.
I feel like we saw more recently.
Me too.
That makes sense. Honestly, that one kind of makes sense to me because I thought he was a lock to be in the cage match.
Because he's been so visible.
And like if he takes a fall, it's fine. That's why I was surprised when it was Doyle, but now I'm gonna imagine Doyle was maybe not the original plan.
And he's an American, so I don't think he has any problems. I think he's American.
It's interesting how like sometimes I'm curious to know why and how it affects some people sometimes, and
I know.
I guess it depends because like Fletcher's there.
Because you'd think it'd be a constant thing if it's a thing, because there's always somebody dealing. It feels
like it's like in periods, and it's only some people, or like I don't know. It's a very strange process to me that I don't fully get it.
Yeah. That's it for me. So I guess we're moving into our in-depth review every week. Our favorite thing. It's where we take usually about like 40 minutes or so to talk about this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. We watched it live again, and it was a very like in-ring heavy episode, which I find we tend to get through faster because there's not.
It's just easier. Like
it's
a little less note taking for me.
And when sometimes we really like to dissect segments and stuff.
That's true. Segments are a lot easier to like kind of get lost in. Not in a bad way, but
not in a bad way at all. Just But anyways, tell me about what I witnessed a couple days ago.
We get Death Riders backstage. Mox is basically just hyping up the troops. They do that group huddle thing and they go around. Ospreay falls. I don't know if it was intentional.
I don't think it was. It looked like
it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It was quick, so there was not much to say, but I thought it was worth noting that they were billed totally as Death Riders, even though Ospreay was there. Mm-hmm. Not Ospreay and Death Riders, just Death Riders. And he's full participating in their usual pre-match stuff here, so it's kind of interesting. Like he seems to be getting more and more integrated. Like he did the group huddle, like the spin around thing, and.
But then it's almost funny that he like fell because it's like, yes, he's with the group, but he's also like uncomfortable sort of almost. So it's almost you could read into him falling if it were real. I don't think it was, but like it's kind of like he is part of them, but he's still kind of not. So what he falls over when they're doing their little group hug thing.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. There's not much else to deal with there.
Not a lot.
We open with the trios match. It's Death Riders, which is Mox, Yuta, bald guy, Claudio, against Mystico and Brodito. So kind of another bit from last week.
Don't feel like I remember a ton of Mystico in this match.
Me neither.
Right?
It's like Mystico doesn't really do it for me.
I know he doesn't. He does a little more for me, but not to the degree of a lot of people love him,
like,
right?
I'm sure, like, I haven't seen Prime Mystico, so I'm not. It's nothing to say on him in his prime or any time.
Or we've
before
never seen him in a
AEW.
show in Mexico where I'm sure the response is crazy.
Other than when he, have we not seen him? I don't know. I don't think I did watch the MJF match. I remember seeing him in Arena Mexico for when they did the Grand Slam, the Dynamite episode where Hangman cut that promo in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like, I don't know. I feel like he does his usual stuff. Like, he'll do like that tilt-a-whirl hurricane where he lands on his feet. He'll do like the crossbody where he rolls through. Like, he looks fluid when he's flying, but he doesn't do anything that exciting.
I'd rather watch Dorada.
Like, they're teaming up for Forbidden Door. I'm like, Dorada's sick.
I'd rather watch Clone.
Dorada, Clone, Commander to an extent. Duralistico sometimes.
Good Clone.
Hologram.
Maybe.
Good Clone. Where's El Clone, dude?
Yeah.
No offense to Doyle. I'd probably take out Clone in that cage match over Doyle.
Yeah, Mystico's not my fave, but he's
just like
fine.
I think what bothers me more is like there's nothing bad about him. He's just kind of plain to me. He doesn't really do anything. And with like a lot of luchadors, there's also not a lot of character depth either, so there's not a lot for me to grab onto. And then everyone's acting like he's some god. And again, I didn't see him in his prime. I'm not gonna judge him based on that. But based off of now, there's no reason for me to like get that hyped about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
people treat him like just a generational talent, and maybe he is.
And I don't
some
see
areas,
it, at least now. But it's not like when Okada was in New Japan and they would treat him like he's a big deal. But Okada did feel like a big deal.
Yes.
Again, Grant, I saw more of Okada, more akin to his prime at least.
Mm-hmm.
So again, maybe it's not an apples to apples here, but just the amount of hype that Mystico gets and like amount of like, oh, it's Mystico. Like, I'm just like, it's just not. It's like one of those things for us where like, it's because I know we're similar in this way where it's just he's so popular and like popular and it's like, and I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So now it's like the fact that he is so popular honestly throws me off of him a little more than maybe I should be.
Yeah.
Because it's just not there.
Yep.
Like, honestly, if we're talking luchadors too, right here at Bandito, I'm watching him before Mystico
Way
10 times
better.
out of 10.
Yes.
Like, Andrade, technically, he's a luchador.
Yeah.
Andrade, also Andrade. Like,
Yep.
it's just. Or Hechicero, because Hechicero is actually like different. He seems kind of cool to me. Mordos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just a lot of luchadors that interest me way more than Mystico. And so for him to get all the fanfare he does is just very strange to me. Anyways.
It is.
Match time. It was a pretty nice pop-up hurricane rod from Bandito to Claudio. Mystico goes for that flying crossbody, but gets caught perfectly by Claudio into a tilt-roll backbreaker. That looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because Claudio does that really fluid. We get King and Claudio trading forearms again until Mox and Yuta attack from behind, and then they're knocking the luchadors off the apron. King, he surprisingly does like this acrobatic rope double arm drag to Death Riders. That was really crazy. Then Stereo dives to the floor from the baby faces. Death Riders corner barrage to Bandito as usual. Then Yuta hits a suplex. Mox covers for 2. Mystico gets the hot tag naturally. He does his usual shtick. It was solid. King counters a sleeper hold from Mox, backs him in the corner. We get a cannonball. Bandito manages a crazy impressive deadlift vertical suplex on Claudio. Like, he almost dropped him, but like,
I love that he just struggles a bit like that.
It was so insane looking. Shafir distracts the ref for the finish. Claudio nails King in the back of the head with the Continental title. Mox rolls him up for the win. I thought it was a solid opener. It was pretty breezy. Definitely short compared to the last week.
It didn't grab me like that match did.
No, this one didn't grab me. It was solid. I thought, like you said, just not a lot to grab onto. Not a lot to this other than have Mox and Brandito kind of cross paths. And I guess it gets some more Mystico time because people love that. I don't really care, but I assumed Yuta was going to take the pin, so I will say the result surprised me because I thought Yuta was for sure pin fodder. I don't love the finish. It felt kind of cheap and random, but this was fine, I guess.
Yeah,
it's just not very consequential.
Why do you think Brodito's kind of been back together? I feel like it's just to set up a split.
I agree.
Feels like that's
I feel like I said, that was kind of the hunch I got last week, even though the segment gave me no reason to think that.
Like a King heel turn on Bandito, probably?
No, I think the reason was just to get them in that tag match so we could have Bandito. I think it was just to facilitate the Mox Bandito match. But I think if you keep them together after that, I do think we're heading towards a turn. You could do it at Redemption, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometime after that. I think you could do Bandito, Brody King would be a great big match to do for All In. I think it'd be a cool match for them. And I mean, either of them winning would be fine with me at that rate. Then we get an interview with Team Briscoe minus Briscoe. Darby says he doesn't feel ready, but they don't have time to waste, and it's Mark's opportunity to become champion. He'll do whatever it takes to win, hopes they all do the same. Roddy says he hates Chaos, but he hates MJF more after what he did to Adam Cole. Don't remind me of that feud. Cassie says he'll have backpacks for all of them, which is cool, but not all of them have belts. I guess Darby could have like a skateboard in his backpack, and Mark Briscoe could have a chicken. I don't know.
Teeth?
Yeah, he's missing teeth.
Danhausen?
Ugh. Oh my god. Digress. Have you seen what Danhausen's been doing?
Nope.
So he electrocuted The Miz.
Okay.
And now Miz is like basically like, do you remember that one time in like 2000 something where Goldust got electrocuted and he had like a stutter?
Yes.
So instead of that, it's Miz.
Yes.
He's just like, he's basically like, Miz is like a zombie. He only says his old catchphrase. He's like, I'm awesome. And he just like keeps going like that.
Cool.
And then Kit Wilson also got electrocuted.
You know I love
And so
supernatural stuff.
Now he's also just like toxic. Like they're like it's like it's so stupid. And then the last week, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona comes in and he calls him Zack Ryder, and he accidentally gets electrocuted. And I think he said it or something. So watch him revert back to Zack Ryder through this.
He's teasing a new character on SmackDown this week.
I saw him like post
as we record this on a Thursday.
I saw him like post bringing his luggage, and he like almost accidentally packed the internet title. Like watch him revert back to Zack Ryder, and he's just gonna do nothing. You know his thing like right now it's like, I'm not finished yet. He's like gonna finish his story right and like win the world title. He's not.
And all these people are basically just existing as tools for Danhausen.
Like it actually pissed me off. Like I never expected Kit Wilson to do anything insane, but even still, they managed to disappoint me.
Of course. Even when expectations are very, very low.
I was just like,
they still
you could have just had him as enhancement fodder and have like these funny promos and his silly little entrance every week, and I would have been happy. Yeah. Honestly. Like when they had him as the next, like they were saying, oh, you'd be the next Heath Slater. Sure.
I thought this was Kip Sabian with the hair for a second from here.
Like have him as like Heath Slater type. That's fine.
I got kids.
Yeah. But like this is stupid. And I'm not even the hugest Miz fan anymore. Yeah. But this is beneath him too.
It's too jokey for me, right?
It's too stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It makes me feel dumb.
Well, I don't watch it, so I don't feel anything.
Yes, but if I was watching it, I would feel dumb. If I was watching it, it's one of the times where if someone walked in on me, I would be ashamed.
Mm-hmm. That's something you get used to as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, but like, that's just terrible. Anyways, why did I get there? I don't know. Oh, teeth. O'Reilly says Briscoe's in here right now. He's going to speak later. Everyone leaves except for Cassidy. Renee asks how he is. He says, it's fine. And then they both look around frightened and like run off. I'm like, so most of this was solid. The Cassidy tease at the end really intrigued me. I'm not sure if that's like...
That was the highlight of it for me. Rush. The possibility of Leo Rush was my favorite. The rest of this was all very standard, right? Yeah. And then it was just kind of... And I've told you, I feel like they find a way to put him in the pay-per-view somehow.
I agree.
Because he's one of their more interesting things, and he doesn't need to have a match. He just needs to be there in some capacity.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if like his things he's going to like start messing with Cassidy, or whether it's intentional or it's just Cassidy. He gets in Cassidy's head by accident.
Yeah.
Or if like Cassidy's going to go mental dealing with him, and maybe we see a character change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of intrigued. I didn't expect it to be more than like that one-off gag we got.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks.
I'm here for more Leo Rush for sure.
Me too. He's ROH TV champion now.
Right. Good for
Which
him.
means it's time to play my favorite game, which is called Who's Champion in ROH right now. So I just gave you that one. For a bonus point, can you tell me who he won the title from?
TV champion?
Yes. We like him.
We like him.
We just don't see him very much anymore.
We don't see him very much anymore.
He's not known for winning.
He's not known for winning.
That's as much as I think I'm allowed to say.
He's not known for winning, and we like him.
Yeah.
No idea.
AR Fox.
Right. That. Okay.
World champion, you know that one.
That is... Do I know that one?
You should.
Bandito?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Women's world champion.
Ooh. Oh, Athena.
Yeah, it's like
my forever champion.
That's the least interesting one.
She gets so disrespected on Dynamite that
pure champion for the men.
Moriarty.
Yep.
Did I just say that because it's been him forever?
It has.
Literally forever?
It has. Women's pure champion. This one,
Perazo.
yeah, there you go. You
Yeah,
usually say
'cause
Deeb.
I was thinking, I was gonna say that was my thought process. I want to
I
say
knew that's what
Deeb,
you're going for.
but I know it's always my second guess, so moved
Good-
it to
good
the
on
first
ya.
guess.
Okay, women's TV champion. You
Red
should-
Velvet.
There you go, right? Because
I'm
she was
crushing.
on. Because she was on Dynamite. Good for you. I honestly, there was a 50-50 chance you actually remembered that, though.
Yes, I know.
This one always trips you up. The World Tag Champions.
Shane Taylor.
Nope.
Damn, I felt good about that.
That's a good guess. I will say that's a good guess. I like that.
Outrunners?
No.
The team with
Yeah, I know you. I feel like you're there.
black guys.
What?
Are they black guys?
No.
Oh, I thought it was the infantry.
They're in STP, so that would probably
okay.
no.
I
I thought you were there. I thought you were there. It's a different race?
different race. Asian dudes?
No.
The modeling people?
No, God no. They're different races.
I don't know.
They're a decently long-standing heel faction ROH, I think. Like they've taken a few different forms.
LFI.
Yes, can you tell me who?
Mordos.
Yes.
Oh.
And
Damn. And
we've mentioned him already this episode.
Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
So because I was
Very
like, it's
good.
somebody who doesn't belong there.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay. Last one is the 6-man tag titles.
Wow. This might be the best I've ever done.
This is probably the best you've ever done.
6-man.
Maybe I play this game too much, but it's my favorite game.
6-man tag champions.
Yeah. They're trios belts.
Right. Any hints?
I will say it's not, I'll give you one. It's not STP anymore because I know it's probably going to be your go-to. It's not them. And they've been teaming for a while now, but I think it started out kind of makeshift. It is a guy in a tag team, obviously, but I guess that's not obvious. It could be 3 guys. You like the guy.
Rouge.
No.
Dalton Castle.
Yes.
All right. And the boys. No, they're not there anymore.
No.
Who would Dalton? I do like Dalton Castle. What tag team? Top Flight?
No. I think more befitting of Dalton Castle.
More fitting of Dalton. What does that mean? Weird?
Weird or like kind of funny.
Kind of funny. Weird, kind of funny existing tag team.
Yeah, you've mentioned them already.
Outrunners?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dalton
Nice.
Castle and the Outrunners.
I'm good at this.
And because you did too good on that game, guess what game you get to play now?
What?
Who holds which mid-card belt?
Oh, shoot.
Because you suck at this game.
Okay. I'm better. I'm good now.
Let's see. Which one do I want to pick? Let's go with the guy who's not on TV. Mark Davis. Which one does he hold?
Okay, so
do you
first,
want your options or do you want to swing it?
Moxley's Continental.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. You got that one right off the bat. Good job.
He is Davis is national.
Nice. Okay. What's Knight?
Knight is TNT.
Yes. Okay. So then Takesha's international.
I'm good.
Okay, you actually did well this time.
Yep.
Good on that. That's easily. I think that's the only time you've ever guessed that one completely correct
I
because
nailed
you
it.
always mess up the first one.
Because I remember Moxley and I remember Kevin Knight now, and then I just have to put the other two there.
That's good. And I mean, I don't know if you remember, but obviously, I mean, Takesha also defended his belt this week, so that helps. This week definitely helps you. Well, that's easily the best you've done on either of my.
I'm very smart.
Games.
Very, very smart.
Who holds the TBS title?
TBS title is. Oof. Tekla's got the main one.
Yep.
Who's got the next one? Not Willow anymore.
No.
Who does have it? It's not Monet.
This is kind of mean.
It's not Stat. Is it nobody? Is that why it's mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
It's even funnier because that's how we segue into.
Because I knew it wasn't Willow anymore.
That's how we segue into our next match, which is
True.
Harley Cameron versus Marina Shafir to qualify for next week on Dynamite. They're doing a survival of the fittest match, which is basically 6-way elimination for the vacant TBS title.
So this is to get into that. And that got us 2 women's matches this week.
It did. We got 2 women's matches this week. I think I noted that on the second one. So yeah, this one's Harley Cameron, Marina Shafir. I like the way they segued to this match because we had the brief segment in between matches, but Shafir's staying out here because she was ringside for the opening trios match. I thought that was kind of neat.
With boots on for the first time.
With boots on.
Took them off, though.
She did take them off. But I noted both of those things.
Yeah.
Wrecking Ball dropkick from Cameron. She's wearing a Supergirl inspired gear. It makes sense because Supergirl's blonde, so it actually does kind of work for
And
her.
she was at some media stuff for
Supergirl, yeah.
For some
because
reason.
of the Warner connection.
Got you.
That's why the promotion's so heavy. I wrote Shafir's wearing boots, and we come back from commercial break, and they are off.
Mhm.
She couldn't do it. Repeat knees to the gut from Shafir. Cameron locks in a half crab. Shafir escapes, counters in a sleeper hold. We get the finish with Cameron counters into a pin. Pretty deep, and she got I thought it looked pretty effective.
Yeah.
And Cameron gets the win. It was fine, pretty quick. Neither of them are ring generals, so you know what to expect. And with it being a match heavy Dynamite, you gotta have short ones like this. So I'm not surprised this is one of them. And is it just me, or I feel like Harley's kind of a sleeper hit to win the title next week? I was kind of saying this in the moment. I'm like, she's really popular.
She is.
She could be really talented in segments. Like, she could do something with the TBS title that Statlander couldn't do with the world title, and that's like build feuds. Maybe her matches aren't as good,
right?
But she could build feuds a lot better because she could do a lot of cool segments and some really great character work. Like, I think she has more potential for a better title run than Statlander in that kind of way,
and more potential for like mainstream stuff.
Right?
Like, she could do some mainstream
because she's already doing press and stuff, right? So I feel like she's kind of a sleeper hit to win it. If it were a pay-per-view match, I would low-key pick her. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to this. It was one of those, it's short and Shafir dominates. And actually, she looked good kicking the crap out of Cameron, right? And then, yeah, it was heel dominates like 3/4, 80% of the match, but babyface wins with the quick pinfall. So it was all it needed to be, I guess.
It was solid, yeah. No strong thoughts there, I thought.
No.
Then we got hype package for the women's Owen final. Maya World talks about beating her teacher, Athena, which crazy upset, but that was great for her. And now she's facing her idol, and she's been waiting for this. Monet says this may be Maya's dream match, but it's not her Cinderella story. Dreams don't win titles, she does. I thought Monet's lines in this one were actually pretty good. I thought it was solid, and I think it's just crazy Maya World's made it thus far. But great for her. I love to see something new, and I think it's really great for her just giving her brother just passed, so it must be really nice for her. And it's just crazy because, again, her and Hyan, her tag partner, came in as replacement enhancement talent when Tegan Nox and Miranda Alize didn't want to play ball. So it's just crazy how far they've come since that. Because that was this year, I think, that happened. So it's just crazy for her. I mean, goes to show, like, if you actually are willing to do stuff.
Is there a universe where they use this to build a star in Maya World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the likely
And
outcome.
we're going to give our pick shortly.
I'm not saying I'm picking it. But I it's like you like to say, I think there's a non-zero chance.
Right. And the other thing is, why? Like, what has Athena done? Like, she's purgatory as she's just, some of her peak years of wrestling are going completely unnoticed. And I don't understand.
I don't understand it.
She works for you. She's awesome.
Maybe because
you need more talented women on Dynamite. I don't get it.
The only reason I can imagine is because without her, who's that interesting in the ROH?
Who cares? It doesn't matter. No one watches it. Like,
I agree, but
literally no one. I know I hate when people use literally wrong. Who watches Ring of Honor? Honestly. And I say that as a big wrestling nerd who watches some weird wrestling stuff, random stuff. I don't watch Ring of Honor. And she's so good, I don't understand why they're just...
You see on Collision, too, I think Maya World was only like the second person to kick out of the...
Maya World's impressed me a bit. So.
I agree. I think she's cool, and I wouldn't be mad if she won.
I wouldn't either.
I'm not saying I picked it, but...
Same.
I'm also for that. Like, it'd be completely unpredictable. I think it'd be really cool.
I'd love to be wrong in my prediction sometimes.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen.
As people who picked every match correct of the last AEW pay-per-view, and probably will again.
We tied the last one, right, didn't we?
Although I'm confident now, so that's when I usually do terrible.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine we differed on any picks, so...
Probably not.
Other than, like, maybe one.
Maybe.
But, like, my world's been doing good, so, I mean, we'll see.
Yep.
Okay, then we got Will Ospreay take on ELP. I love seeing some ELP.
Outside of the main event, the match I was anticipating the most once these matches were announced, because we really like ELP and we don't get to see him very often.
No,
right? So
I think the last time I remember watching him, he had that match in 2024 in the G1 with Takeshita that we really
good
liked.
Canadian boy as well.
And he's got a really kick-ass theme song.
Sure.
It's the bass one.
It just like, repeats.
Hey. Yeah. I love it. I think it's awesome.
He's cool.
And he's got like the Bret Hart inspired gear. He puts his neat light up glasses on a kid. Like he's cool. I think he's fun. We get really quick back and forth early on. Slingshot punch to the floor from Ospreay. Big moonsault to the floor from ELP. ELP hits a tornado DDT, then Ospreay counters. He like hangs on, then Ospreay counters into Stunner Millionaire, which he hits, but then ELP grabs him, like kind of pulls him back over into his own stunner. Really cool.
Looked great.
Really cool. We get a great back and forth sequence, which ends in a standing smash fly from Ospreay for 2. ELP counters a hidden blade with like the snap Hurricane Rana for 2. We get the finish, which was the Styles Clash, and like he absolutely cracked him with the hidden blade. Did Ospreay like? Remember, there was just some like snap and like.
Does he often hit it from behind?
Yes.
Okay. Because I didn't know if that was like a nod to he's now Death Rider, so he's willing to
hard, no.
smack people from behind now.
No, he usually does it from behind, at least when he does the corner setup. But that one, like it, like you could see like the recoil on ELP's head. Like
yeah, it looked great.
It looked nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this match was pretty awesome. It wasn't like, I know it sounds stupid, but it felt the perfect length because we know Ospreay's winning.
Yeah.
I just want to see them have a really fun back and forth, great pace to it. Some really cool sequences. Again, ELP is really cool and we never get to see him. So I was, obviously he's not getting the win here, but I thought he looked really good and really fun match while it lasted in the middle of a show. I liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was a super fun TV match. And I thought it was really entertaining. Like you said, obviously ELP had no shot winning here, but he had some really cool stuff. I thought he looked really good and he got to be competitive against Ospreay, and Ospreay, like I said, absolutely cracked him on the finish there. I thought it looked awesome. And then after the match, we got Swerve's music hitting. They had a brief stare down because Swerve's facing Garcia next.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was nice because we got a rare appearance from Garcia's theme song, which is
I do like. It's one of my favorite thing about his presentation.
I think it's awesome.
Yep.
And we don't usually get to hear it, so that was neat, I guess.
His theme and his in-ring are the things I have the least problem with.
Yeah, in-ring he's fine.
It's everything else.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah, I agree. Swerve drops Garcia over the top rope, then falls with a big boot. Garcia seats Swerve on a chair in the corner of the barricade, and then runs the length of the barricade, basically. Not on the barricade, but like runs the length of the ringside to hit a drop kick.
Looked good.
Thought it looked pretty good. He went for it again, got smoked with a house call. Later on, Garcia goes for a pile driver on the apron, but Swerve counters and lands a Death Valley driver. Swerve with some forearms to fire up Garcia. He charges with lariats a couple times. Swerve no sells it. Then Garcia takes him out by going to the knee with a drop kick. Garcia counters the roll through flatliner into an ankle lock. Swerve counters out fairly quickly. Backbreaker and that powerbomb front slam from Swerve for 2.
Love it.
He goes for the house call. His leg gives out. Garcia with a Styles Clash for 2. So kind of the inverse of Ospreay's Death Rider influence. So that was interesting.
True.
House call for near fall. And then Swerve wins with a hidden blade, so kind of a nod to Ospreay there. He goes for that arm snap move he does after the match, but Ospreay makes the save. We get a brief brawl, then Ospreay gets the upper hand. Ospreay lines up for a hidden blade, but Nana trips him. Swerve nails a house call, goes for a vertebreaker, but Garcia saves Ospreay, then Garcia ends up taking a vertebreaker instead.
I thought, again, a good TV match. Same sort of comments as the ELP. Like, Garcia's never winning here, but my issues with him are not his wrestling ability.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't connect with me in any other way. And so Swerve's obviously going to win. He looks awesome. And again, you get people doing each other's moves like you pointed out, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it furthers the Ospreay Death Riders connection and the Ospreay Swerve issues all at once.
Yeah.
So
I liked it. I don't think it needed to be as long and competitive as it was because it's Garcia.
True.
And he's fine. We just don't need to be putting that much stock in him anymore. But Swerve, like, I think he should have been more dominant, vicious heading into the Forbidden Door. But I thought the post-match angle was solid, made him look good. And then, like you said, like it was a solid match. I liked it.
Yep.
Then we get Team Briscoe, Team MJF hype package. Then we get a promo with Team DCMJF, as they call it, which I think is funny. If you're calling them the DCF, it's, I like it. Callis hypes up the team. Knight asks Darby if Double or Nothing wasn't enough, and he'll send him back to the ER. And he tells MJF he wants to tell us after this. Okada just says, bitch. Fletcher says he's coming for Takeshita after this, and the Don Callis family never needed him. And now Fletcher is the new alpha. MJF cuts Andrade off as he was about to talk.
Mm-hmm.
He's never had to work. If he sits down, they place a napkin across his lap and he gets the number from the waitress. Because he's white collar and white collar always wins. He says he overheard Tony Khan mention that he's never kicked at the J Driller and he's never had to because Mark doesn't hit it when it matters most. And he hypes up their team, and then I know you love this. He just asks why the hell RPG Vice are there.
Exactly. He speaks the truth. Really, that's why.
And then MJF says they weren't on the same page last week, and he coughs Andrade's name, which I thought was funny. And then he says they have a way to get them operating as a team. They reveal a box of shirts with Callis, and and it's got Cal Sam Jeff, like the super buff art
Yeah.
figures, and it says Team GCM Jeff, and they're like shaking hands, and everyone's rolling their eyes. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was entertaining. I thought the constant digs at Andrade were great, and again, they were pushing that story along. And I thought the shirts were hilarious because you know how like they used to do Survivor Series and everyone would have to wear Raw or SmackDown shirts?
Yes.
I hope we do that with these shirts and like do like a parody of that. I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
So I'm here for that. I really want to see that.
And I feel like maybe the talk of the J Driller could set up a really dramatic near fall in their match, right? Like Briscoe finally hits him with it, and MJF, it doesn't finish. MJF
finally kicks out, yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, MJF just on the mic, he's great. We're furthering there's a lot of moving parts in the Callis family. We talk about it every week.
But they're doing a good job of, I think, keeping everything up.
So yeah, they're just reminding us what everyone's sort of side missions are. Meanwhile, they all seem to kind of have an eye on the main title as well. It's coming after MJF. So yeah, it's interesting stuff, and MJF's always entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Jack Perry, speak of the no contract guy, taking on Zack Sabre Jr.
Yep.
We get a series of early pinfall attempts from Perry, and last one got a decently close fall pretty early on. We get a Juge attempt from Sabre. Perry gets his legs on the bottom rope immediately, but then Sabre stomps his left arm.
Mm-hmm.
More arm targeting from Sabre after the commercial break. Perry goes for a baseball slide. Sabre counters, drags him into an armbar on the floor. Juge. And then Excalibur said that Sabre can be quoted as saying, "Doing technical wrestling for an American crowd is like reading Shakespeare to a dog."
Amazing. We laughed so hard. Such a good line.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Then we get an Orihara moonsault to the floor from Perry. Back and forth pins, then Perry locks in the snare trap. Comebacker Larry and a package powerbomb from Perry for 2. That was pretty cool. Then we get the typical Sabre finish where he's trapped all the limbs, wrenches Perry's arm for the submission, and he gets the win.
Looked awesome.
There was some post-match stuff where this was after the tag match where they tried to beat them up. Never mind. I was wrong. This is solid. I enjoy Sabre's work, and I think you feel the same where it's much more entertaining when he has someone different to work off of.
Yeah.
Like Perry is like the plucky baby face. He's quicker. He's more high flying. So there's a bit of a styles clash, right? Because like when we saw him face Gresham, and it's super technical on both ends. It's live. It's really a bit of a slog, and then even on TV, it's a little difficult to like get entertaining. You need that typical pro wrestling drama and like pizzazz to it, right? Like we've seen him face Cassidy, or we saw Perry here. I think he works a lot more because Sabre is really impressive and he has a cool style.
Yep.
But he needs to be against someone who gives us a bit of a styles clash and gives us that typical pro wrestling flair. Thankfully, that will be Omega, right? So there will be that necessary contrast.
Yeah, this was like him really going after the arm. And I like him as a heel because it allows him to be a little more vicious in that sort of
I think it does make more sense, right? Like kind of like when Pete Dunne does that. I find it always works better that way.
I thought I'm critical of Jungle Boy sometimes, but I thought he was really good here.
That's what I mean. Like,
and held his own with Sabre and sort of just... Yeah, he offered.
And he kept the pace up, right?
Did.
Like it gives you that levity from all the technical.
Yeah, and
stuff.
he's good at getting sympathy from the crowd, and his arms getting just destroyed by a master technician. So yeah, it worked for me. I think AEW is finding a way to kind of get all of the pay-per-view people onto the Go Home show. It felt like, right? Like they were really making sure everybody was represented here, which isn't a bad decision. I'm not saying it is.
And we got a little for Ospreay and Swerve, even though they took up they had a lot of Go Home build last week.
Right.
We rolled right into a brief Young Bucks TMDK match, which is
very brief.
Mikey Nichols,
more brief than I thought, even.
Mikey Nichols and Bad Tito.
Dude.
We get stereo slingshot ponchos to the floor from the Bucks, corner offense from Team DK, then a spine buster from Nichols for 2. Nick Jackson, hot tag, flurry. They're not what they used to be. Then we get a super kick party, Meltzer driver to Nichols for the win. Then Team DK with Sabre beat down the Bucks after the match. Omega and Perry come down for the save. Omega and Sabre have a stare down, then they trade blows until Omega lands a Snapdragon. Omega lines up for the V-trigger, but Tito pulls him to safety. Omega says that was some good fun, but that was a warm-up. Made the best man win from Indoor, and when he does, he's up for redemption. And everyone will forget about Sabre like they did last year. Burn. And Sabre tells Omega to try and stay out of the hospital.
Yeah, there wasn't much to this. It was really quick. It was a way to get
really
the Bucks on and
surprising
Omega.
paint by numbers. I mean, I knew this was gonna be a quick one.
Very forgettable.
But like it was surprisingly like thorough pasting of TMDK.
Yes, it was. I was surprised.
Does not do
too.
them any favors. I'm not necessarily mad about that because I don't really care.
I don't either.
But it's
I have no problem with them, but they're not.
It's just funny that like they just got thrown to the wolves like that.
And then the aftermath, let's get Omega on the show too. So they did.
Like, of all the match, I think we could have gotten done without this because you can't even make the argument that it's here for the angle because you could have done that angle after the Saber Perry match.
Correct. And it would have been the same. Yeah.
Literally, TMDK were out there. You could have just had Saber and TMDK beat up Perry instead, and then you had Bucks and Omega come out for the save. And the segment's basically unchanged. You have the same promo after. So, like, not that I'm mad that this was here. It's so inoffensive. I really don't care.
And you weren't showcasing TMDK in any way.
They're not even on the pay-per-view.
Right.
So, really, like, there's no reason for this.
Didn't feel like it.
But it was so inoffensive. It was so short and inoffensive. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this ruined the show. This shouldn't have been like. It's just we could have slightly changed the show and maybe given some more time to Osprey and ELP. Let's say, I think they're back.
Yep.
Then we got Tekla Starlight Kid package. It's basically just recapping Tekla appearing at Stardom last week, attacking the president. She talks about how Stardom doesn't care. I forgot the C there, so it says doesn't R.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And whatnot. I love Tekla. This was cool. I like that she just like for her Forbidden Door build, she went back to terrorize the president again. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, she's like unhinged, and it sort of makes the Stardom stuff feel a little less random.
I agree. I like this. Like I've seen people pointing out like it's the best like Forbidden Door type build this year, and I agree because it's actually out of like the Forbidden Door,
and it's her
matches.
just hating a whole promotion, which
but
is
it's great.
Cool.
It's like it's such a cool way to play off of like her actual history and like getting out of Stardom. Like I think it's just really cool.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I like this. It's not a whole work on Starlight Kid's part, but that's fine.
No, Tekla's carrying the whole thing basically against the whole company.
But that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
She's now honestly she's strong enough to do so.
She is. She's great.
Like that's another reason why I think the Maya World winning would be so interesting because Maya World's such an underdog that like Tekla would be such a bitch to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be so great. Like I don't think it's happening.
No.
But like I want it to happen.
I know.
I think it'd be really cool.
Just ripping on her nonstop.
Like, she would be such a bully.
Because Monet
won't be
so
good.
It won't work as well with Monet because she's the same. She's gonna no matter what.
Well, like not only is she the same, but she also likes to pick on people, and she would also be like, "Oh, I'm so confident CEO.
I'm super confident." Whereas Maya World could have doubts, and she's in a tough place emotionally.
Unless we do a different character with Monet, but like we should have had her return as a babyface and be more humble. Then, like I feel like we kind of missed the boat on changing Monet.
And what if they were to let Tekla, obviously with Maya World's blessing, go after the dead brother stuff like Christian goes after dead dads? Like that would be.
There's some money there.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Again, don't think it'll happen.
No, me either. But
like
it's fun to think about.
I'm definitely convinced myself that's like kind of the route I'd like to see.
I would prefer it. I think.
I don't
Which
disagree.
Is crazy.
With you. Well, it's just because like it's not even if Monet's character was like good or not good, but like better. It's still a heel versus heel match for her and Tekla. Again, that's why I think it was a misstep not bringing her back as like a humble or babyface. And because now you're kind of in that weird spot. Like, I'm not saying heel versus heel matches don't work, but like when you're building a title match for your biggest show, that's not what you want.
And my fear is that Tekla's such a strong heel right now and so good on the mic, in my opinion. I don't feel like Monet will. I think Tekla needs to keep getting over verbally on people. And I don't think Monet's going to let her do that.
That's
I think
fair.
You know what I mean? Monet's going to do the whole it doesn't bother her, and that I'm not going to. I don't know. I just feel like Maya World with Tekla just ripping on her for weeks, right? About whatever would be interesting. And Monet's just going to kind of no-sell it, and it takes some of the
I think so, right?
Stink away from it for Tekla.
That's what I mean. I think
so.
There's such potential there.
Yeah.
Or like you could have had, who did Mina lose to? Mina lost to someone. Did she lose to Athena? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because like Mina could have won. You could have had Tekla go after like her losing Toni Storm, right? Like even that's like something.
Yep.
Anywho, then we get Red Velvet, the ROH Women's World TV Champion.
Correct, as we all know.
As we all know, versus Queen Aminata in another one of the TBS Rival of the Fittest qualifiers. I wrote 2 women's matches this week. Is this real?
And one of them's Aminata, who I'm always happy to see.
And Marina Shafir, who
less so. She's fine.
Running PK from Amanada for 2. Scissor kick from Velvet for 2. A la Alicia Fox. Wheelbarrow Bulldog from Velvet for 2. Inverted suplex from Amanada. Face wash boot in the corner from Amanada looked great. Then a diving double foot stomp from the middle rope for 2. Finish was a stiff headbutt and that PK against the ropes from Amanada for the win. Smashes it. I thought this was the better women's match of the two. Still short, but better. Velvet was solid. I thought she actually had some solid stuff in here. And she's never bad like Sisters of Sin tend to be, but she's just not that interesting for me. But like she looks solid. And then Amanada's great. I thought she's always great. I like her. She's sick.
I thought she looked awesome here, and feels like every match I come away impressed, and I feel like the crowd really gets into her striking too, because it's just a little more intense than you're used to seeing. I feel like she doesn't win a whole lot, so I'm happy to see her pick up a win here on Dynamite and then progress to whatever the next level of the match you said is a 6-way or something like that. Is that what you said?
6-way eliminations, because it's Survival of the Fittest, which is basically like.
So that means we'll get some more Amanada. Her strikes look really good. She just has a extra intensity that some people don't have. I quite enjoy.
I agree.
Every time.
Then we get Young Bucks interview, which really just gets cut off to see Cope and Christian fight with the Dogs. They're fighting. They're fighting near what, like the cosmetic, like the makeup tables or whatever.
Yeah.
Finley hairsprays them both in the face.
Right.
They choke them out with the cables. And then we get a new 5-second pose from the Dogs. And Finley's wearing like the old overhead glasses that Chris used to have. I thought that was really funny. This was solid. So, yeah.
I'm not a big brawl guy. I thought the brawl looked pretty good, actually. And I'm glad the Dogs came across looking vicious and got the upper hand.
They look vicious, and they also just look like they're like kind of pricks.
They're not winning, so they may as well get the upper hand here. Right?
I know. I like their work.
Yeah, having the throwback sunglasses was funny.
I agree. I thought that was a nice touch. I really like that. Then we get Takeshita versus Ricochet in the main event for the AEW International Championship. Their first match was during Takeshita's first international title run.
Underwhelming.
And it was underwhelming. So I have hopes for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricochet had bad pants in that match.
Sure.
When he had like those pants that go over his boots. I was like, why are you wearing those pants?
You
go
would
back
say
to
that.
The tights. And then the next, no, this was the pay-per-view after. The pay-per-view before that, he was wearing trunks.
Sure. You say so.
In that 3-way with Ospreay?
Yeah.
That match was awesome.
Okay.
You don't remember that match?
Yes, I remember the match. I don't remember the pants.
No, he was wearing trunks in that match. Get with the program, man.
Whatever. I don't notice these things.
He was wearing tights here.
If you say so. He had legs. I can confirm that.
Like
what was on them, I don't know.
Ricochet came out hot the gate. I think I missed
super hot. I think diving, flying all over the place.
I missed the initial bit, but it's pretty early on. Sasuke special from Ricochet and a springboard 450 back in the ring for 2. Jumping layer from Takeshita, the typical Takeshita line. Ricochet goes for a shooting star off the apron, then Takeshita catches him, hits an exploder on the floor, and he like bounced a bit.
Yeah, it really did.
Ricochet goes for a handspring cutter, but Takeshita catches him and hits a Blue Thunder Bomb for 2. A great strike exchange, bastard driver, wheelbarrow German combo from Takeshita, moonsault into vertigo from Ricochet for 2. Ricochet hits his own power drive knee, then he hits a beautiful shooting star for 2. Takeshita goes for an avalanche German, Ricochet lands on his feet, then a brief back and forth ending in a last ride from Takeshita for 2. Primus carry, roundhouse kick, and a Rico salt from Ricochet for 2. Great combination. And then we get the power drive knee and the raging fire from Takeshita for the win. I thought this was great. I definitely liked it more than their first match.
Absolutely.
This was fire. I thought the last few minutes were super entertaining.
Yeah, it was a great main event. It's like the storytelling is Ricochet knows he has to like be fast and hit and move, because if Takeshita gets a hold of him, right? Takeshita hits this. It's like he has to hit like a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio of moves to have a chance.
Yeah, I like that, right?
Right, and so
kind of what they did in that 3 with Ospreay too.
Takeshita's stuff is just so devastating that you try not to let him get a hold of you. I thought Ricochet looked fantastic in this, and Takeshita didn't have to do a ton. Ricochet worked super hard, and Takeshita just kind of did what he does, right? Again, we knew who the winner was going to be, like every match on this show, I think, but Ricochet looked awesome in this match. I thought was a very, very good main event.
I think, yeah, maybe it was also just having the heel face dynamic reverse from their first match. Maybe that really helped as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. And like I said, just got really hectic towards the end. There were a lot of like combo sequences that I really enjoyed. Ricochet and Takeshita are both really excellent at that. And I liked not having any outside interference too, that which
Me
just
too.
allowed Ricochet to do his thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I really like that, and it was a really good defense for Takeshita. I do think him being involved in this big tag match is like it's fine because he's got rivals in there, but it does kind of have his title run under the rug
It does.
initially,
Yeah.
which is fine because I think we could do Okada rematch at Redemption to square off their trilogy. Then we'd build the Fletcher Takeshita at All In because
That's what everybody
How are
wants.
we not doing that?
Yeah.
But this is great. Then we hear from Mark Briscoe finally. He hypes up the cage match and says they're going to go to war. He says he's proved he has a bit of reputation in these kinds of matches, and he talks about the most recent Blood and Guts match and how his team came out on top. He says that was about the thrill of the game, but for Forbidden Door, there's more stakes to it. He talks about the AEW World title and how it's currently held by a scumbag like MJF. He agrees that they're nothing alike and says thank God because MJF is privileged and entitled soft baby boy while he's a grown-ass man. He says if he wants something, he'll earn it, and on Sunday, he will do so. MJF keeps repeating that he is in world title material, and you can have any opinion you want, but the last time he wrestled, he beat MJF, and he can do it again. He says if Forbidden Door walked into the battle with his brothers, MJF has the DCF, but they don't care about MJF, and if he caught fire, they wouldn't piss on him to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. Callis is in the entranceway. I don't know when he got there. He's just like, I felt like Briscoe was talking, and then it's just like all of a sudden Callis is there.
Spawned,
So,
as the kids say.
I guess so. Briscoe says he's gotten MJF in a lot of trouble. And MJF attacks Briscoe from behind. Briscoe turns the tables and goes for a J Driller. Fletcher runs in. I love that Fletcher's thing is running in. Whenever someone's about to do like a double underhook move, he runs in. Like when Ospreay's going to go for a Stormbreaker, he runs in. That's like when he turns heel.
Sign.
It's,
the bad
it's like his calling card.
Yeah.
But Fletcher, half and half in a brainbuster to Briscoe. Takeshita runs down, levels Fletcher with the forearm, raging fire to Fletcher. Okada, Rainmaker to Takeshita. O'Reilly runs in, ankle lock to Okada until Knight comes in with the springboard clothesline. Darby comes in from behind, hit Knight with the Scorpion Death Drop, goes for a collar drop, gets caught by Doyle. Beautiful black hole slam. Roddy comes in, gets flattened by Doyle, but then we get 2 orange punches to Doyle and an Olympic slam from Roddy. MJF low blow to Cassidy. Briscoe goes for J Driller. Andrade comes in to clothesline him to save MJF. MJF and Andrade argue. Callis plays Peacemaker. Andrade, again, like last week, is holding Briscoe up for the ring shot. This time, Briscoe ducks. MJF inadvertently nails Andrade. Then we get a J Driller to MJF to close out the show.
Yeah.
Which is a little surprising, given where I'd assume the match is going to go.
A lot of moving parts on that.
Yeah. So like I thought it was a solid promo from Briscoe. Nothing new, but like he does great
always
babyface promos,
good,
so I like that. And I liked the hectic ending bit. I thought it was entertaining, and it adds a bit more tension to the heel team with MJF and Andrade. And I feel like Andrade's cooperation or lack thereof has to be like the final nail in the coffin.
It's gonna
at Forbidden Door.
I think so too.
So I like that, and I got excited with a bit more of Takeshita Fletcher interaction.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's like the heel team. Can they coexist? The lid is barely on.
Can they coexist, but like in a fun way?
Yeah. I thought overall a very solid show. What do you?
I agree. I think it was solid. Well, I forget what I gave last week. I think we did.
So I really liked the main event, and I really liked ELP and Ospreay. I do feel like there was some filler and not a lot of segments, really.
Yeah, but like you said, I think one thing that gives it a point is that they did a good job of getting like
everybody.
A lot of people on the card that they needed to get
much everybody.
ahead of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any major problems with the show, so I feel like it's still a B+ to me.
I went B, close to B+, but not quite, because there was no segment I could latch onto, really.
That's fair.
That did anything, but still a good show. We're going to roll right into our Forbidden Door preview and predictions coming up on Sunday. We're going to watch that together.
Worth noting that we're doing these picks on a Thursday, so if they add something to the card last minute, that's not...
I would like to try and do a separate episode for Forbidden Door since we have more time now that holidays have arrived.
And as of recording this, I told you this, it's been 3 years to the day since we went to Forbidden Door in 2023 and got to see
I just watched
Ospreay Omega, best match ever.
I just watched the highlight reel of that match the other day.
Me too.
Actually.
I was thinking I want to watch it full tilt again because I haven't in a while. I remember I watched it like a lot of times that year. I think I watched it like at least 6 times.
So for our preview and predictions, we're going to do certainty scores. What was the last pay-per-view they did?
Double or Nothing.
We picked every single match right, so it didn't really matter. But we also assign a certainty score to each match.
And we hope that it matters.
So 9 matches on this card, right? So the match we're most certain, we assign a score of 9, and then the least certain 1, and everything in between. So in the hopes that even if we pick some of the same matches, we'll have a different score, but not if we get them all right. But
Or if you pick all the same.
I leave it to you. You go ahead and tell me what you have.
So first up, we have a 3-way tag. That's just kind of
That's where I started
for Mindor's sake. It's Young Bucks, El Sky Team, represented by Mystico and Mascara Dorada, and Unbound Co., which is your boy Shingo Takagi and Titan from CMLL.
Titan.
So I was initially leaning towards the Bucks for like an easy win, build momentum ahead of that ladder match I'm anticipating. But I watched, shout out to Tranquilo Club on YouTube, or I think his second channel is Club Trank. I was watching his predictions on my break today. And he made a good point. Like, AEW's got to lose some of these interpromotional matches.
That's kind of where I'm coming from.
And so I'm going to go with El Sky Team because Tony Khan loves Mystico, and they seem to like Dorada as well. Should be a really fun match either way, but they seem like a good pick. I'm taking this out of 1, though, because this one with, like, there's no super strong reason to pick anybody here.
I know.
It's like, this is the one where I'm, like, kind of, like, it's the one where I expect to be wrong the most.
Yeah, I'm not super certain either. And I was also kind of waffling between Bucks and Mystico and Dorada. Just same thing, because it's as I make the rest of my predictions, I'm like, somebody from another company has to win some stuff here.
Other than Umino.
Or somebody from somewhere else. So I also am going to take Mystico Dorada. Kind of want something different, though, but I don't think it's Shingo.
You don't think it's Shingo?
All right, in the effort of what, I'll take the Bucks. Just because I'm going to change it.
What are you taking your score?
2. They are just much more prominent. I think maybe they do want to build them into an all-in FTR thing. Or sorry,
but I also think this is inconsequential enough for you could have like the CMLL guys pin like Titan.
Exactly, which I do want to take. But for the sake of not picking everything the same, I'll take the Bucks with a certainty score.
Like it. Honestly, that could be our deciding.
That could be the difference for sure.
Okay. Next is Shota Umino defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship against Pac. Worth noting, this is the only New Japan title on the line.
Similar logic here for me on this one. Somebody has to win from somewhere else.
Pac, I love him.
Doesn't win.
He needs to win big matches more. This is not the one that he wins. New Japan shouldn't lose one of their titles to an AEW guy again, since Andrade just dropped this title to Shooter, and Takeshita still has the ugly-ass TV belt.
I know.
They need to hang on to their belt. Shooter just won the belt, like I said. He shouldn't lose in his first defense since it took him so damn long to win a singles title. So I'm taking Umino. It's Shooter for an 8-pointer.
I took Umino for 8-2. I would love Pac to win, but someone from New Japan has to win on this card. I don't see Umino losing.
If it's a title match too.
He's not losing a title in AEW.
The titles don't tend to change hands on this one. Other than, I think, the only time I can think of a title changing hands on this show was when Ospreay beat Omega in the greatest match ever, because that was technically a title change. I always forget the matches for the US title.
Greatest match ever is Orton and Edge, no? Is that right? Did I get that right at least?
Greatest wrestling match ever.
Yes. I knew it was Orton, and then I'm like, ooh, wait, who's the other one?
Then we get Cage and Cope versus the Dogs for the tag titles. It's Cage and Cope. I love that the Dogs are here, and I think getting them in like the tag title picture is great, but they're placeholder challenger, I know that. Despite me being confident, I'm confident in most of my picks here, so this one's low at a 2, but it's like, you kind of got to shake them out somewhere.
I gave it a 9.
Like, I would be more confident, but there were other ones I was really confident in.
There's a bunch I could have put at 9. I'm not going to lie.
That's what I mean. Like, this one had to be low just by circumstance, really.
It's just not, especially the Dogs just got the better of them on TV, and Cage and Copeland aren't losing yet. So, elevates the Dogs is what I'm hoping. Like, they have a really competitive, maybe violent type of match where people are like, oh man, the Dogs are kind of cool, right?
That's because I like the Dogs, so
that's what we got to hope
I'm
for.
hoping for that, Then we get Tekla versus Starlight Kid for the AEW Women's World Championship. I think the build's been really cool, and I'm interested to see Starlight Kid's work for the first time, but it's Tekla here. Tekla's heading all in as champion.
Can I pick another 9?
Yeah, right. This one's a 7 for me.
I have Tekla. She's red hot. No chance that she loses the title to someone from Stardom. Also had 7 certainty score attached to that one.
Awesome.
Because I couldn't do 9 again.
Then we got Moxley Bandito for the Continental title. This is one I'm really interested in because it's just so interesting to me on paper. This is Styles Clash. It's not often we get a Moxley match that's new, but that just like feels so unique on paper. I'm like, he's been here so long, it's hard to imagine how many matches he hasn't had. Like, I'm sure there's still a lot of people he hasn't faced, right?
Sure.
But this one feels just so overwhelmingly fresh to me. So I'm really excited for this one. And I love Bandito. I know that it'll be sick, but the build is so short and like random. Mox is winning. It's Mox at a 6 for me.
Yep, Moxley's higher profile involved in a major story. Bandito's been sort of back to tag team wrestling for a couple weeks, and I have Moxley at 6 as well because I can't say 9.
This is so interesting. Omega versus Sabre. I'm really excited for this, and I think the Styles clash should be fun. Like I said, Omega's going to provide that standard pro wrestling drama and flair that I need, that Sabre would lack if he was like facing like Gresham or something.
Yep.
And I think Omega has to win. I don't know if he wins the title before All In, but he's clearly gunning for an MJF rematch. I think we will get that, win or lose for Omega. I mean, win or lose against MJF. He will get that match.
Yep.
I think he needs to win here. So it's Omega to 5 for me.
I went Omega 1 just because it's one of the only ones where to me, it's like, yeah, Sabre could possibly win. Like, I still don't really think so.
It's not 0.
But the rest of them, I'm way more certain about.
Yeah.
And I think Omega kind of needs the win. And this is an AEW show, so I'm going to say Omega with 1 point.
Then we go to the Women's Own Heart Finals. It's Mercedes Moné, My World. I think the tournament's been really interesting because I made this point to you when we were doing picks. It's been an interesting shakeup due to the removals of Willow and Sari due to injuries and whatnot. And ironically, the 2 people in the finals are their respective substitutions.
So it's an audible either way.
Right, in theory. Crazy situation. And I love that My World got here again. I commend TK for like giving her this after, she suffered a real life tragedy. And I've been impressed with her work, but I highly doubt that she wins here. I do think there's a non-zero chance, and part of me would really like that. I mean, as we've been talking over this episode, I'm not gonna lie, I'm coming more and more around to that idea. I think it'd be really cool, but it's not happening. A heel versus heel match with Tekla is weird at All In, but I think they'll maybe work something out. Moné's gonna win. I'm taking Moné at a 4, but I'm fine. I'm okay with being wrong here.
Moné might be a babyface. You just can't really tell because she's the same no matter what.
Well, she stole the belt and she's been cocky still. Nothing changed, so.
Feels like, I agree, Moné and Tekla is the money match for All In. And I kind of hope I'm wrong, but I don't think there's much chance Maya World wins. So I went 5. Moné 5.
Okay. Then we go to Ospreay, Swerve in the men's finals. The segment was great to build this match like the last one we got. In any other year, I'm sure this would be much more 50-50, but unfortunately, this is not Ospreay Omega, Ospreay Hangman last year. It's Ospreay's time. The Wembley dream is happening. While we're not 100% on who Ospreay's facing at Wembley, I'm pretty positive he's winning the title at All In. You can't keep denying it when they keep going to Wembley and keep having him in the cards.
Oh, and now they're leaning into it's every kid over there's dream. And
now they're leaning into being his dream as well. He will be challenging for the world title and he will be winning it. Ospreay's my 9.
Wow. I went Ospreay. It feels like this whole tournament is for him.
It feels like it's been his thing
but
to win.
Have you seen all of the people online are some serious mental gymnastics to get to the point where they're like, no, I think it could be Swerve. So I'm at Ospreay with a certainty score of 4.
I'd love to see a better case for Swerve.
There's
than
so
Ospreay.
many other ones I'm sure of, so I only have a 4 attached to this one.
Okay. Then we get the lights out cage match, which should be the main event. It's Team Briscoe, which is Mark Briscoe, Konosuke Takeshita, Darby Allin, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Orange Cassidy, against Team DC MJF, which is MJF, Jake Doyle, Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, Kevin Knight, and Andrade El Idolo. Should be some crazy fun. I'm honestly really excited for this just because I think it's been crazy, given how many guys are involved, who's involved. I don't think it's absolutely necessary to have this match, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just here for the ride.
Yep.
Given the stipulation, I think Team Briscoe has to win. Briscoe can challenge MJF in a Dynamite main event, then Omega challenges MJF at the pay-per-view. Team Briscoe for an 8.
I do feel like the stipulation with Briscoe has kind of telegraphed this one a little bit because it would have been one of the harder ones to pick until it's like, well, it certainly feels like they want Briscoe to get a title shot. So I took this with the baby faces. Certainty score of 3 for that one. All right.
Cool.
That is in the books, I guess, right? And we're shifting gears, take a little break from analysis into a little bit of trivia. I've got some questions for Jack, some general WWE stuff, I think. It's off the top of his head. So before I get into it, you said you made a mistake on your...
Yeah, I did 8 twice, Baxton, so I changed my main event to also be a 3.
All right. No big deal there. Okay, so this week I found some trivia. Again, not AI. It's Ultimate WWE Trivia Volume 2, because I didn't really like some of the Volume 1 questions, if you're wondering why I'm starting with Volume 2. It's from funtrivia.com. So it's just general WWE stuff. Some easy, some not, but I feel you'll do well no matter what. Better than I did. The name of Val Venus's finishing move, and I have options if you want.
Money shot.
Correct. The other options were Hello Ladies, Big Valboski, and the Famouser.
Oh,
Fame-asser. Not bad. Which former WWE superstar was forced to retire due to a botch in October 1999, which left him paralyzed? Draws is correct. I knew that
AKA
one.
puke.
True. Which 4 superstars, if you know this, then you're a nerd, were in the final 4 of the 2009 Royal Rumble match?
Orton.
Why?
Orton, DiBiase, Cody, Triple H.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you know so quickly?
Because I remembered from what it was. That's the one where Legacy helped Orton win.
That's crazy.
And he was feeding with Triple H.
That's nuts. Who won the WWE Intercontinental Championship at Armageddon 2003? To start what would be the longest reign of this championship in 7 years. Orton is correct.
Because that's the one where Evolution wins all the belts.
Who was the longest reigning WWE European champion? Holding the retired championship for 206 days.
Was D'Lo?
It is not D'Lo. He's not even an option.
Al Snow?
No? You want options?
Sure.
X-Pac, Shawn Michaels, Bulldog, Regal.
I'm going, it should be Regal, no?
No.
Was it X-Pac?
No.
Michaels?
No. Bulldog.
Oh, I guess that also makes sense.
You don't know anything. Who was the last ever WWE European champion?
Okay, so there's 2 schools of thought here. Technically, I would say it's Jeff Hardy.
No.
RVD.
Yes.
Okay, I disagree with that because Hardy was like the last actual champion, then RVD was Intercontinental champion. They had a match to unify the belts, and RVD won. So he wasn't like actually European champion.
I guess.
They always pick him. So I knew it was gonna do that, which I guess it's in a certain way it's not wrong, but technically I would say Jeff Hardy.
What was the opening match of WrestleMania 24?
Was it Money in the Bank?
That is one of the options.
I can go with Money in the Bank.
It's not. Other option?
Oh wait, was it Finley and JBL?
It was. You nerd.
I remember that one. Yeah, okay. That's the one where I think at some one point JBL just hucks a trash can at Hornswoggle.
Nice. What was the main event of WrestleMania 1?
Oh, Hogan and Mr. T against Orndorff and Piper.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who was the final ECW champion before its retirement in 2010?
Big Rick.
That's right.
Ezekiel Jackson.
That's correct. Which of these men was never a member of the Full-Blooded Italians?
Okay.
Chuck Palumbo.
He was.
Nunzio.
He was.
B2. Johnny Stamboli.
B2.
Correct. He was not.
I was like, I won't know this, but I pretty much knew the other names other than... I know Bull Buchanan wasn't in there.
Johnny the Bull. How many times was Shawn Michaels in the main event at WrestleMania?
Okay, let me think. There's 12. 14. What would the next one be? Then I would say 20.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just rolling with it.
You tell me. I do have options if you want them.
And 20. I think 23.
Okay.
And 26. I'm gonna say 5.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Nice. 4, 5, 6, 7 were your options. Who was the longest serving member of the Nexus? That's a great question.
Is it? How is it not Barrett?
He's not even an option.
Really? Okay, give me the options because I'm curious.
Gabriel, who's the original Wilder, Tate Wilder. That's who I always think of him. He's such a risk taker. Gabriel, McGillicuddy, Heath Slater, Otunga.
I feel like it's Otunga.
It is Otunga. He was around for a while.
Because he was also in the Punk version then.
Right.
I think.
Right. Who won the King of the Ring in 1998?
Shamrock.
Correct. Who was supposed to be the Undertaker's tag team partner at Mania 19?
Nathan Jones.
Correct. He was one of the more impressive looking dudes.
But like terrible.
Couldn't do anything. Last one. Oh, how do they know? This is obviously for you because it's about songs. Which of the following songs, or you might just know off the top of your head, was the official theme song for No Mercy 2001?
Oh, no, I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Options?
if you give me options, but...
Bodies by Drowning Pool. Click, Click, Boom by Saliva.
These are all
Control by Puddle of Mud. Or My Way by Limp Bizkit.
I know it wasn't My Way because they used that for Mania.
All right, so that's out.
Oh, wait, no, or was it? Because they used...
It wasn't. I'll say your instincts were right.
I'm going to go with the first one.
bodies.
Yeah.
It was click, click, boom by Saliva. You don't know anything about wrestling. It's been confirmed. Good job. You did well. Back to talking wrestling. Tiny bit of Raw. Whole bunch of NXT coming up now. It's Highspots and Restholds. Raw this week, the only thing I really saw and made note of was Jey Uso's promo segment with in ring with Obafemi. I thought Obafemi sounded great. He sounds really polished and just I don't know, he sounds very
he's really a complete act.
And Jey Uso is like gassed by the end of this or halfway through this, just from like his entrance and then cutting a promo. The man can barely breathe, which I just not to pile on Jey Uso, but that seems to be.
Maybe we can pile on him a bit, I think. He's
sneeze coming, I thought there, but maybe not yet.
Nothing. I was trying to stall.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did you hear anything else from Raw that caught your eye?
I didn't Not that I can think of, no.
Me either. All right, NXT, no Booker T was my excitement. So Wade Barrett instead, vast improvement.
There we go. We got it. Your prediction was just slightly off. You got there.
There it was. This show was the story of stupid finishes to I think every match but one on this. So the opening match is the Evolve Championship. So I've never seen Aaron Rourke before. He's taking on Tristan Angels in this. One of Barrett's very first lines is, "I love attractive men, as you know," because he thinks Tristan Angels is a very attractive man. And I guess it's common knowledge that Wade Barrett loves attractive men.
I guess.
So I thought that was interesting. Angels is wearing the NXT sash that he took from Shiloh Hill when he lost Mr. NXT and was a sore loser and beat Shiloh Hill and took the sash, and it would come into play into the stupid finish. I actually thought the match itself was solid. You had Angels working the arm of Rourke and really slowing things down, and then Rourke getting opportunities to catch fire and showcase some of his kind of interesting offense. He kind of looks kind of cool. I've never seen him before. He was pretty interesting here, I thought. Then we hear audio of Shiloh Hill laughing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Wade Barrett has no idea what it could be, and maybe forgivable because he's not the regular host.
But I feel like you should know.
But then Vic Joseph is doing the thing of like, that sounds like, oh, I don't want to say for sure. Like, what do you mean? You 100% know he's been telegraphing that stupid laugh. It's one of the things that's starting to bug me about Shiloh Hill.
Right.
Is they're making him a complete joke. So it's like, he's like, well, it sounds like, no, I don't want to say. Like, oh my, anyways. So yes, we get that. And then the sash ends up on the floor. Tristan Angels, it's very important to him, I guess. So he tries to grab it. Someone under the ring grabs the other end. And instead of just letting go of the sash, Angels holds on and gets dragged.
I saw that.
And by dragged, I mean you can clearly see that Angels is like almost army crawling.
Right. It's
forward.
one of those ones where like he's like basically like doing it himself.
So then he gets fully dragged under the ring. As Angels goes to get back into the ring, he takes a kick and a Molly go round is Rourke's finisher. So Rourke gets the win and retains after 9 minutes. And the match itself was fine. The finish was stupid, and Shiloh Hill is now like a joke.
That's what I figured it was going that direction.
It's too bad. I thought it was a solid match going to talent I've barely seen. Rourke never, Angels once, I guess. So I always like. And then it's like we get this cartoon ending or these endings that are just really juvenile and not creative too much at all. But anyways, too bad. Then we get Naraku. I love this personally.
I know you like this one.
So the NXT parking lot, which used to be the most dangerous place in America, pretty much. It's sort of tapered off.
They have tapered off.
Naraku says, "Let's crank this up a notch." So
let's go back to our roots.
Remember last year he has, for whatever reason, Stone has given Naraku the contract for the title match. So he got Tony D to sign it last week, but he said he wasn't going to sign it yet. And my speculation was there's going to be some stipulation he adds in there because Tony didn't read it, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But no, it's better than that. So it's in the parking lot. Stone is there too. Naraku gives Tony the contract to sign, and as Tony opens it, a fireball flies out and melts his face, and it actually looked pretty good. And obviously Stone is freaking out, and an ambulance comes and takes him away. I don't know. This I'm not saying this was good. I'm just saying I enjoyed it, right? Because those are two different things.
That's true. That is true.
The fireball hit perfectly, and then Naraku just starts laughing.
I think I did see the laugh.
It made me laugh. I thought it was cheesy, but really enjoyable. And of course, like, this is an ongoing thing for the story. His face is melted. What's going to happen to the main event at Great American Bash? And some of the other competitors have ideas for that. So that's kind of what's going on in the story. Then we get an in-ring face-to-face between Saquon Sugars and Dion Lennox after Saquon Sugars has been forcibly removed from the Dark State faction, and Lennox is now sort of in charge of it. Really long segment, I will say, but again, it's developmental. They're giving a couple people in developmental a chance to cut a promo in front of a live audience, right? So I get it.
I think I saw like a little bit of it. I don't like the way Lennox speaks. It feels unnatural. Like, where he's always like, bruh, and like he's trying to be like, it feels like he's trying to talk like a street guy, and he doesn't look like one. And it's not just because they presented him as a bookworm before, but it's just like
he likes
something
books.
about him. His look kind of reminds me of Jason Jordan, so it just like doesn't work for me.
Most of this was really good. A couple bits were not, or were just too long. Basically, Sugars is kind of like, I should be getting the opportunities that Lennox has been getting. He took out the other two to make sure that he got Lennox one-on-one, and Lennox tried. The problem was that Lennox asserted himself as a leader of a group that didn't really need one, and it was kind of the point to not have one. So that annoyed Sugars. Dion says that if you like look at the two of us, which one of us looks like a superstar? Dark State didn't need Sugars at all. Sugars interrupts and says that he was Dark State, that Lennox can't touch him in the ring, and he knows it. And he's up next while Dion is up never, which seems like it's going to be one of Sugars. He was a bit of a catchphrase machine here. There was something about sweet too, because he's Sugars. Like, one of his catchphrases is something sweet. But
better not be stupid.
Lennox says that Sugars is a fraud. This is what is interesting. He was like, those of us in Dark State actually know you and what you're really like, and we hid that from people. So you're actually really insecure and you can't make any decisions on your own and blah, blah, blah. Like, you come across as this confident guy and you're not, and I know you're not, and I'm here to tell people you're not. And that he says dropping Sugars wasn't a mistake, it was a correction, which I thought was a pretty good line.
Yeah. If it makes sense.
So his music hits and he leaves, and Sugars is sort of standing there, almost kind of trying to look like you struck a nerve with the whole, like, I'm an indecisive, insecure guy sort of thing. So I thought this was mostly good. Sugars sounded good for most of it, and Lennox, I thought, sounded better than he usually does. So don't care about Dark State, the group, but I did say that this sort of dynamic was the most interesting thing they've done.
I think it's the only interesting thing you can do. You can't really do much with the other two.
No, you can't. Cutler, you can't really do anything, and Osiris isn't exactly great either. The NXT Spotlight this time
Cutler
is about the upcoming Bourne and Heights match at Great American Bash. Bourne, it was kind of interesting because he's like, he has lived a life of discomfort, being hearing impaired and a miracle baby and that kind of stuff, right? All stuff he sort of told us on the show. And so when he got comfortable in No Quarter Catch Crew, he knew he didn't like it. And even though he and Heights were like brothers, he needed to sort of go out on his own. Heights is kind of pissed about being pushed aside. He feels like he's kind of being forgotten, and he won't be forgotten. He's going to get selfish at the Bash, and he's going to leave as the NXT North American champion. I thought it was a solid segment ahead of, like, a go-home segment, right, ahead of this match.
Right.
I'm a little bit interested in, even though it feels like the second time they're telling this story, it's like, you guys already had the split when Bourne left.
They're just kind of fleshing it out, I guess.
Or, yeah, like, I don't know. But anyway.
Because I feel like when they split the first time, it was more about getting away from Dempsey, less about them splitting.
It was.
So I guess it is a little different.
Yeah.
I suppose.
And I feel like Heights is on more of a roll. I've said it for weeks. Like, Bourne's had his run. It's been pretty uninspiring. I don't know if Heights is going to be any more interesting, but I think it's time to try, is what would be my decision. I almost feel bad because I don't know his name, but then I don't because he doesn't appeal to me. The comedian guy that was the judge from Mr. NXT is back for like the third week in a row. So he's going to be in Hank and Tank's corner as they face Birthright. And the comedian dude clearly wants no part of, because they like lift their crop tops up and show their bellies off. And this comedian, even though he's like a skinny dude, he has no interest in doing it, clearly, right? Actually, a pretty fun back and forth tag match until the finish, because This is where the comedian guy ends up taking out the rest of Birthright, right? They go to hit him. He moves, so someone gets punched. Then he moves again, and someone ends up falling and headbutting the other person in the crotch. So it's like this 100-pound comedian ends up taking out Birthright, which I really don't enjoy. That leads to Hank and Tank directly. They hit their finisher on Stacks and win after 12 minutes. So another match that was kind of shaping up and was fun, and then it's like a stupid comedy again, like cartoony finish, right? Birthright now look like a joke because 2 of them got taken out by a guy with no
Who doesn't
wrestling
wrestle,
experience
has
who's
no
half their size.
Physical capacity.
And I think that might become a common thing for this group, right? Like they're kind of
their
being...
days as like a serious thing are not. We're kind of short.
They're feeling Chase U-ish. You know what I mean? Maybe not quite because that was a babyface thing, but it feels... And get this comedian off the show. I have no idea why he's been back. I don't know who he is. I'm sure he's very popular, and I just don't know. But
I was gonna ask you what his name is. Then I realized you forgot.
I don't know his name. What is it? Do you know?
No, I was legit trying to.
So Hank and Tank are fun, but it doesn't feel like they really have a lot going on right now. So this was like a weak way to get them a match, but they get a win, I guess. Shiloh Hill tells us he's cleared in both body and mind, which I kind of like because there's almost an implication of like they think there's something wrong with him too. So they're like, when they clear him, it's not just physically from the beatdown, but they want to make sure he's mentally okay because he's a bit squirrely. He's nowhere near being done with messing with angels. Because I think the interviewer asked him, like, so are now you even with angels? And he's like, nowhere near. He gets super intense then and screams about how nobody sleeps on Shiloh Hill. So, as your little brother would say, he's a little DTM, like doing too much right now.
Don't shorten that. He's
supposed to be unhinged
don't
and funny, but like, I don't know, it's not working for me. And I was on board with them early on.
Well, it's because it's kind of what you're saying with Danhausen. They overexpose it and they do too much of it. It's like when Family Guy runs a joke into the ground.
Yeah, and now it's like, okay, so now everything is his gimmick, and now he has a kooky laugh too, and now, I don't know, he's Mr. NXT as well. Like, there's just too much stuff going on with him for me. But then we get the NXT title contract signing. It's pre-recorded. It's Lola Vice and Kendall Gray sitting down and Stone's at the table as well, ahead of their Great American Bash match. Okay, so the interaction is actually really good. I think it was written pretty well, but I don't think either of them sounded great. And again, it's developmental. They're not professional wrestlers with a ton of experience at this point. I thought Vice by the end sounded pretty good. I love Kendall Gray, you know I do, but I don't think her delivery was very convincing to me. The stuff she said made sense, but I didn't think she sounded amazing doing it. Vice claims that Gray crumbles under pressure because she hasn't won the big one. Gray admits that she has failed so far, but she's not going to fail at Bash. Gray says she needs to win. She plans to raise the bar even more for NXT. Everyone wants to see what she does as the NXT Women's Champion, and they'll see it at Great American Bash. Vice talks about this being the first time that 2 women from other sports have been at the top of NXT, right? Because one's MMA and one's real wrestling.
Right.
So they're saying it's
amateur.
It's the first time like 2 non-pro wrestlers are the face of NXT women, which maybe is true.
I guess so.
Lola says she'll beat Gray, she'll retain, and Gray will learn to humble herself. Gray can push the women's division further when Vice is done, but Vice isn't done yet. So again, like the words they said, delivery wasn't the best. Bit of an awkward dynamic, right? They're both playing the confident babyface. So I'm not exactly sure what that means for their match. Like, as the match is happening, is one of them going to get the support of the crowd?
I feel like one of them you could go, like, or if they decide who they want to work heel ahead of time, you could kind of go either way.
Or I'm wondering, is it one of those where you wait to see what the crowd says, and then one of them has to kind of, like Moxley's done it, right? Like he'll lean into working more heel when technically he's not, but they're clearly. So I don't know which one of them I think the crowd will get behind, to be honest. Or maybe it's like a split crowd, and I don't know. But it's a weird dynamic. EK Prosper, very surprisingly to me, pinned Keanu Carver. It was actually a pretty entertaining 11-minute match. I told you I compared it to a very light version of the Takeshita Ricochet, right? Where Prosper is like, I cannot let this dude get a hold of me or he's going to kill me. So I'm going to fly around and try and stick and move, as they say. Mm-hmm. So he had some really impressive sequences. Prosper, one especially, was really cool. So it was a story of, like, again, every 4 of Prosper's moves, it just takes 1 of Carver's, right? Because he's just so powerful. Carver hits a pounce, goes for a power bomb, but Prosper counters it into a pinfall for the win. Carver ends up looking good at the end because he just murders Prosper with a clothesline from behind and then power bombs him through the announce table. It looked pretty good. Kind of made sense. The simple story was, right, that Carver was basically overlooking Prosper and wanting title shots, and
Right,
Prosper's
that was
like,
the thing last week.
Prosper's
I
like,
think.
don't disrespect me. So it's kind of like Carver is probably the more likely to be pushed here, but he sort of had a little slip because he overlooked this guy. So Carver then later talks to Stone. He is basically like, I'm going to now just kill people until you give me a title shot. Even though you just lost a match against a guy who's not even...
I'm going to murder more people.
But now it's like, I'm going to kill people until you give me a title shot. So that could be good because he, again, not an in-ring general at this point, but he's got a presence for sure. Zarya thinks Tatum Paxley is addicted to pain. So she's going to give Paxley another match at Great American Bash so Zarya can beat her again, and Paxley
is this Paxley's
can revel in the pain forever, right? Like, she's gone already, but she's not. I feel like Zarya is getting better, maybe all around, mic and in ring, or could it be that she's finally being presented the way she should have been? Because even I was like, why is she turning face so fast?
Who else was it that said that? Like,
we were listening to... It was probably Poison Ron or John Away.
I think it was John Away, yeah.
And I was the same way. Like, why is she already...
They did that really quick, right?
She's already with Sol
Right,
Ruka.
because they made the Kane X-Pac comparison, but Kane had already been, like, demoning for years.
And she came in as this beast, and she looks dominant.
For, like, a month or two.
The crazy, like, apocalyptic entrance.
Remember, because she was in the... It would have been, I think, 2024 then. The Iron Survivor.
Yes.
It was like a month or two after she debuted, so she was still like that Zarya at that point, but it was sometime after that.
And they immediately softened her, and now it feels like she's doing what she should have done for months before that happened.
It's like, then it makes it a little more toothless, you know what I mean?
Yes, right. So, I don't know. She seems to be doing better in most areas. Maybe it's just she's in a role that is just better for her, I think. So, obviously, I thought this was funny too. Obviously, Stone is mad at Naraku. And he's like, I should suspend you, but I won't. So, okay, you can literally like burn the company's champion's face and face no repercussions.
Could you just stab someone in that parking lot then?
I guess. Well, it's no different.
Tony made people
He's
disappear.
People.
Yeah, he made people disappear and never
Precedent set. Naraku says you can't suspend him or you won't have a main event at Great American Bash. So, does this make sense? For Naraku, why he has a title shot against the guy? Why is he trying to make sure the guy can't wrestle the match? So his title shot's gone.
Also, after he said he would protect him?
Right. But I think that was him because he's evil, right? And that was, ha ha ha, you fell for it. But I think the point, and they do sort of bring it up later, is that he, I guess because he's an idiot, assumes that he'll just be handed the title because the champion can't defend it.
That has happened, but I'm pretty sure that happened in like 2000 era WCW. So,
but did it happen because you attempted to murder the guy?
Probably not.
And then you get his title?
No.
So there's a little bit of and not even like heel logic there, right? Like that's just you're stupid. You can't like
it got lost in translation.
That sets a pretty dangerous precedent. Anytime somebody has a title shot, they just assault that guy and go, okay,
like let's
champion.
say you have the belt I won't. Can I just like stab you in the parking lot and throw you in my trunk?
Well, you can't have the match anymore. So, title's yours. Here.
Yeah, can I just, like, burn your face off and, like...
Yes, that is the precedent.
Put, like, a stake through your foot?
Yes, you can now.
Or can I just, like...
Anything to incapacitate.
Cut, like, an artery so that, like, you're, like, on the verge of bleeding out. You have to get taken to a local medical facility.
Your belt.
And then what if I also commandeer the ambulance and run it into a McDonald's?
No, I want to suspend you, but I can't.
Like, where's the limit here?
There isn't one.
Can I hijack your plane?
So it kind of feels goofy, this show, to me today. Izzy Dame loses to Ariana Grace in the speed semifinal.
Oh.
So this finish was stupid too. You said you saw it. Dame's an idiot.
Right, because she's going for something in the corner.
Her finishing boot.
Right, okay. I wasn't sure what it was. I just knew she was going for something. And Spears is like reaching through. She's like, high five. He's like I wants a high five or
Yes.
I
I think he might have done it earlier in the match too, and it was fine. And then he wants it again, which he's never done before for starters.
He's just like an idiot now.
And she
Okay,
high fives him.
Out.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
He did the high five the first time. He tried
That's
for it
10.
again. Now it's
That's
10.
a high 10. Yeah.
I'll watch his first match back. If he goes back to being Ty Dillinger, I'll watch him wrestle. So I'll watch him wrestle. I don't care.
She wastes time.
If they have to bring back his old CFOS theme though. If it's a new theme, I don't want it.
She wastes time high-fiving Spears, and in the meantime, Grace is ready and inside cradle for the win.
That means I saw you get a speed title match on a PLE.
That's so stupid to me. It's great. It's Ariana Grace against Ren Sinclair for the speed title. So another ridiculous finish, but I can't say like, oh, the match was building into something decent. It wasn't. It was a speed match, so who could care? Then we get good old Dorian Van Dukes and Sean Legacy. They are a new sort of high-flying, high-paced tag team. They picked up a win over the Culling. A pretty good 11-minute match. Couple of stretches felt a bit off to me. I can't even really put my finger on it. Just felt strange, and I felt like the crowd energy was a bit strange too. But overall, entertaining. Vance got sent to the floor, and obviously Spears is left alone to take a barrage of offense from the two high flyers, ending in a shooting star from Van Dukes. Babyfaces win. This is the last straw for the Culling. So after the match, Vance takes out Spear with the clothesline, then chokes slams him through the announce table. Second slam through the announce table, Will Washington, on this episode.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Okay, you did mention that to me.
Yeah, second one in the show. Not sure where this goes, right? I think I may have said it before.
Nico Vance, John Spears.
Spears is not a sympathetic figure. Like, I don't care that you got kicked out of the... How could I possibly care that you got kicked out?
Because he's a perfect 10. That's when they care.
And what...
I would care if it's Ty Dillinger.
And what are Nico Vance and Izzy Dame going to do? Nico Vance has had next to zero presence other than, like, he exists. So I really don't know.
It's an interesting break, then.
There's no... Spears hasn't done anything really endearing or anything. Like, I don't know. I don't get why this is happening now, but it is, and it did. So we'll see, I guess. Then finally, Stone comes out to make a decision on what's going on with the NXT title. Comes out to the ring. He's going to inform us. But Naraku comes out. Again, he just basically wants the title handed to him because that's how things work in Japan, I guess. I don't know, but it's kind of weird. So Mason Rook is out next. And he volunteers to take Tony's spot, face Naraku with the winner getting the title. Then Jackson Drake and the rest of Vanity Project come out. Drake can't believe that they're not a part of Great American Bash. He wants a title shot.
Yeah, I noticed there's no tag title match.
No, I know. Well, it's WWE. They don't care.
It's all singles matches.
He wants a title shot, refers to Rook as pork chop, I think a few times. And then Rook finally attacks him and they kind of fight their way to the back. Naraku said there's still no one to face him. Stone says it was never going to be Rook or Drake. It was always him. And it was shocking. It's Tony D, who comes out with his face bandaged, goes after Naraku. Naraku gouges Tony's eyes and escapes. So
now you're going to get a match of him trying to extract the eye.
Maybe. And we knew this was coming. It was going to be Tony all along. It was painfully obvious. I guess they're using this to spin Drake and Rook into a program, and I think that's cool. That could be a good match against a couple young dudes. And I don't think Drake needs to win all the time either, which sounds stupid, but that's a really valuable thing, right? Like the guy doesn't need to win all the time. So I don't know.
Unless you need to build him for something, but then that's like a case to case basis.
So Great American Bash, doesn't it have
6 matches?
6 matches, which is a lot for NXT. What are the matches? Hold on.
Naraku.
Well, yeah. Tony D, which I can't imagine
Zarya
Naraku
Paxley.
wins.
Lola
Vice Kendall Gray. Bourne Heights.
Speed match, that one.
Yeah. Lennox Sugars.
Yes, okay.
Hill Angels. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested in it. I'm certainly not going to watch that over Forbidden Door, but I'll probably circle back around to
it the same day?
So yeah, I think so, right? They're both on Sunday.
I see.
I believe so.
Well, Forbidden Door is.
So I'll watch it for sure and maybe I'll do a quick solo mission or something on the matches. I don't think I'll be getting you to watch that. But anyways. And unless you have something else, I think we're done this episode.
I believe so.
All right. That's going to wrap up episode 310. Thanks for joining us. Check out our worst of. It's still out there, relatively fresh. I'm hoping we'll do a sort of a special episode just to talk about Forbidden Door. I feel like there's a decent chance that'll happen.
I'd be up for that.
We do have some time, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next Saturday for sure, if not before. And until then, everybody, take care.